Caitlin Clark just did something that no athlete has done since Michael Jordan.
Remember when Michael Jordan could put his name on anything, even a toaster, and it would sell out instantly? Well, get ready for the Caitlin Clark era, where one standout player has just shaken up the basketball world so hard that veteran WNBA stars are feeling the pressure, and not from sprinting drills. Caitlin just landed a deal that practically shouts Air Clark in bold, all caps.
It was like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, probably eventually Caitlin Clark, where it's like individual people make an entire country tune into their sport.
1,000%.
Like hockey was never bigger than when Wayne Gretzky was playing it, and it was ridiculous how much it grew the sport.
Tiger Wood.
Caitlin Clark isn't just selling merch. She's changing the game, rewriting the culture like a point guard with a marketing plan. Her groundbreaking deal with a billion-dollar brand has the whole sports world buzzing, while some bitter vets act like they didn't just get outshined by one of the league's youngest stars. This isn't just another sponsorship. It's the biggest basketball brand move since that North Carolina kid debuted Air Jordans. Only now, it's a woman stealing the spotlight. Clark is both the face of the court and a retail powerhouse. Stick around, because we'll reveal the crazy stat that ties Caitlin to MJ and what he had to say about her skills, which might be driving Angel Reese a little wild. If you're hyped to see Caitlin back in action, drop a CC and MJ in the comments. Let's go.
She's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family. Yeah. The crazy thing is I'm just seeing her last year when they played LSU, but she's phenomenal.
Let's take a step back. Wilson, the official ball of the NBA and WNBA, just made Caitlin Clark the first woman since Michael Jordan to have her own signature basketball line. Somewhere, Cheryl Swoops might be biting her tongue, especially after spending months critiquing Clark more than reflecting on her own legacy. Now, Caitlin's name sits beside MJ's in branding history. And these aren't your basic gym class balls. We're talking sleek white and gold collector's editions with sharp designs celebrating her top moments. Threes up for her fearless deep shots. Record breaker 4 stats, so wild they deserve a documentary. And crowd maestro, honoring her ability to turn every game into a packed arena party, leading like a high top wearing showrunner.
Making her the first athlete since Michael Jordan to get their own signature basketball from Wilson. She also becomes the first WNBA player to get her own signature basketball from Wilson.
And just when it seemed like the hype couldn't get any bigger, Wilson couldn't even keep up, Caitlin Clark's signature balls sold out in under 40 minutes, quicker than Angel Reese's patience at a post-game presser. Tens of thousands gone, just like that, faster than a vague WNBA tweet about equality. This wasn't just a merch drop. It was a cultural explosion, part sneaker launch, part viral TikTok wave. And right as fans were catching their breath, Clark made another power move by teaming up with Hive, the popular Midwestern grocery chain, turning everyday supermarket aisles into the latest must-hit hype spots.
Calling all Caitlin Clark fans, 2 new limited edition basketballs are now available at select Hy-Vee stores. The designs are part of the Inspire series that Clark is doing in partnership with Wilson Sporting Goods. The tribute ball pays homage to Clark's time within the Iowa women's basketball team, and the Dreamer ball is designed to encourage athletes to pursue their dreams. Both are available in sizes 3 and 6 at select Hy-Vee locations.
Amanda Lamb, Wilson's global brand chief, said it best. Caitlin Clark isn't just a record-breaking athlete, she's a cultural icon. In other words, she's not just part of the game, she's changing the whole meaning of it. This isn't some quick promo. Wilson is putting the entire future of women's basketball branding on her shoulders. It's not a campaign, it's a major turning point.
And when you take into stock the fact that outside of Kevin Durant, aging superstar, LeBron James, 40 years old, and Steph Curry, there's not a single NBA player more popular today than Caitlin Clark.
Now the ripple effects? They're more like a full-blown tsunami. Moves like this are completely reshaping the playbook for women's sports endorsements. While Caitlin Clark is out here locking in deals that change the game, some critics are stuck on the sidelines wondering how she pulled ahead so fast without even breaking a sweat. She's not just making waves. She's flooding the market, while others try to fight the tide with tweets. Let's break down the numbers. Caitlin's WNBA games are averaging 1.18 million viewers, almost 3 times the league's usual. She's not raising the bar, she's blasting it into orbit. One rookie, and suddenly the entire playing field is flipped.
We knew Caitlin Clark was marketable, but she's been put over some pretty big names. In fact, some worldwide, huge, international names. 2 of them being Messi and Ronaldo.
Tickets? Gone in minutes. TV ratings? Highest in league history. Online clips? Blowing up every week. People who couldn't name a single WNBA team last season now have Indiana fever alerts turned on. Why? Because every second Caitlin Clark steps on the court, she's changing the game. She's not just fun to watch. She's turning casual viewers into hardcore fans. She's a one-woman content machine, pumping energy and money straight into women's basketball. Gen Z, obsessed with her highlights. Boomers say she's got serious Larry Bird energy. If Larry had TikTok and $1 billion brand deal. Middle America, they're watching like it's Monday Night Football. Everyone's catching Caitlin fever, except a few familiar faces still licking their wounds, wondering how she stole the spotlight just by playing better basketball.
For Caitlin Clark, on a worldwide marketability list for athletes, to be ahead of both Messi and Ronaldo is quite impressive. Steph Curry is behind her.
And here's the kicker. Caitlin didn't chase the spotlight, play the diva, or stir up drama. She showed up, dominated, shattered records, and cracked open the endorsement floodgates. Now Angel Reese, who's been more active online than on the scoreboard, has to watch from the sidelines as Caitlin takes over both the sneaker world and the grocery aisle. Call it karma, or better yet, call it Caitlin Clark. While Angel's out here dropping sub-tweets and throwing shade like she's aiming for a social media MVP, Caitlin's quietly stacking deals and stepping into the most exclusive club in hoops history, the one that only had Michael Jordan until now. Call it jealousy, confusion, whatever you want, but the numbers speak louder than the noise. And if you think this is the peak, think again. It's only the start. Don't just take it from me. Take it from Mike Breen, the voice of the NBA's biggest moments, who basically welcomed Caitlin into basketball royalty by putting her name alongside the game's all-time greats. That's not hype, it's history.
And what a lot of people weren't willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate was the game on this young white sister of ours. She can ball. And oh, by the way, she was a great ambassador for the game. And by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody else. For 22 years, they couldn't get chartered flights. That sister got there, and it was done in 2 weeks. That's who Caitlin Clark is.
Let's be clear. The WNBA has always been about hard work, toughness, and earning your place. It's a league built by trailblazers who fought hard for the spotlight. But now, Caitlin Clark comes along, breaks every record, and suddenly everyone else's shine looks a little dull. Some see it as her cutting in line, but the truth is she just left them in the dust with a smile on her face. That bitterness is not hiding anymore. It's showing up on the court as players come at Clark with extra force, throwing shoulder checks and tough fouls that feel more personal than just competitive. This is what happens when someone else's rise makes your own achievements seem a bit outdated.
They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court. Instead of playing the game, they got to be drama because they're jealous. Instead of letting their skills speak for themselves, they got to be drama because they're jealous.
Why all the salt? Simple. Caitlin Clark has what others have always wanted. The big brand deals, non-stop media buzz, and real star power. She's the one changing the culture. For players who spent their best years waiting for even a glimpse of this kind of attention, it hurts. They ask, why now? But the real question is, why not her? Even Charles Barkley, known for speaking his mind, couldn't hold back. He called out the jealousy, telling WNBA players to stop hating and start appreciating what Clark's doing.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try.
Here's what nobody wants to admit. Caitlin Clark is shining a bright light on problems the league's ignored for years. Low pay, weak marketing, and missing connections with everyday fans. She didn't cause those issues, but her rise is exposing every flaw. Think about this. Caitlin earns just $76, $500 from her WNBA salary, but her endorsement deals bring in over $11 million. You don't need math to see that a flex so big it's bending the salary rules. She's not just breaking the mold, she's burning it to the ground.
So she spoke out against that. She got people paid. She got better travel arrangements. She increased the ratings and the revenue, which obviously the WNBA benefited exponentially because now you got a $200 million deal. All of these things being considered, you damn right. It is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special, and she's coming.
That money is changing the game. Multi-million-dollar deals in the WNBA are no longer dreams. They're making headlines. But here's the catch. The league needs to stop fighting this change and start riding the wave or risk getting left behind. We're at a turning point. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's a brand, a movement, a wake-up call. She's pushing the league to grow, adapt, and level up. If the veterans keep asking, why her, instead of how do we join this ride, they'll end up watching from the sidelines while the game moves on without them.
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
Just when the buzz reached its highest point, the voice that everyone listens to stepped up, and the whole basketball world paused. Michael Jordan, the legend himself, spoke about Caitlin Clark, and what he said was nothing less than a mic drop that echoed across every corner of the sport.
What if I told you a WNBA rookie was out here doing what no one thought was possible and outshining the great Michael Jordan's legacy? How would you react? Caitlin Clark is the girl flipping the script. Her rookie numbers are ridiculous. Fans, analysts, and even Michael Jordan stans are shook.
Michael Jordan, the man who made basketball a global phenomenon and turned sneakers into gold, personally gave Caitlin Clark his seal of approval with words that could have come framed on a wall. This wasn't just a polite compliment. It was real respect. He spoke about how surreal it is to see kids now copying Clark, dribbling with her signature balls just like they once did with his. Then he dropped a line louder than any buzzer beater. The WNBA owes Clark for everything she's doing to lift the game. Michael Jordan, the ultimate basketball legend, just told the whole league to recognize the rookie leading them into the spotlight. That's not flattery. It's passing the torch, and Clark's ready to take it.
You know well enough that in 1984, when Michael Jordan came into the NBA, the ratings in the NBA were not great. Chicago Stadium was, a third full.
This moment hit like a perfect crossover move. When MJ praises your impact, it means you're not just playing basketball, you're changing the game. He didn't say she's good for women's basketball. He said she's good for basketball, period. That's not a compliment. It's a complete shift in how we see the sport. And if that's not enough, here's a mind blower. Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan are the only rookies, NBA or WNBA, to average over 18 points, 8.5 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block, and 2 steals per game in the playoffs. This isn't just potential, it's record-breaking. She's not chasing Jordan's shadow. She's standing right next to it, with the GOAT's blessing and stats that could make any calculator sweat. One thing's clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just shaking up the WNBA, she's lighting the whole basketball world on fire.
Check this out. Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan are now the only 2 rookies, NBA or WNBA, who've averaged 18-plus points, 8.5-plus assists, 5-plus rebounds, 1-plus block, and 2-plus steals per game in the playoffs. That's not promising. That's record-shattering. She's not chasing Jordan's shadow. She's standing beside it.
He's getting the lion's share of the attention. The games are now getting all of his games are on TV. And he just was a polarizing figure. And Tiger Woods was like that when he went to the PGA as well. He changed the total economics of golf the same way Michael Jordan changed the financial economics of the NBA.
This isn't just a breakout. It's a full-on revolution. Caitlin Clark is turning arenas into sold-out shows, turning sponsors into believers, and turning fans into lifelong supporters. Brands aren't just putting her on billboards. They're reshaping their entire future around her. Clark isn't waiting for her chance. She's rewriting the playbook live. This is the rise of a true generational icon. And the scary part? She's only just getting started. If you can't wait to see Caitlin back on the court, drop a comment with CC and MJ below, hit like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never